African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 28th of December, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Kharkiv direction inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the mechanized, motorized infantry brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the Territorial Defense Brigade, and foreign mercenary formations in the areas of the settlements of Volchansk, Lipsy, Slatino, and Neskechnoye in the Kharkiv region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost more than 80 servicemen, a vehicle, 2 122mm howitzers D-30. 2 electronic warfare stations and a field ammunition depot were destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved the position along the front line, inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Zapotnoye, Dvireknia, Ivanovka in the Kharkiv region, Torskoy, Yampol in the Donetsk People's Republic, and Makievka in the Luhansk People's Republic. 2 counterattacks by armed formations of the Ukrainian armed forces were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to over 440 servicemen, 2 U.S.-made Bucephalus and M113 armored personnel carriers, an Iveco combat armored vehicle, and an Italian-made 105mm Malara howitzer, 8 vehicles, a U.S.-made 155mm M198 howitzer, a 152mm D-20 gun, and 2 122mm D-30 howitzers. 2 Zokist and Anklav electronic warfare stations and 2 field ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Troops occupied more advantageous positions, defeated the formations of the mechanized, airmobile brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Belogorovka, Uspanovka, Chasov and Kurakovo of the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 260 servicemen, a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, and an electronic warfare station. Units of the Center Group of Forces continued to advance deep into the enemy's defense, inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized brigades, a Ranger Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a Marine Brigade, a Territorial Defense Brigade, a National Guard Brigade, and an Assault Brigade of the National Police of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Krasnoarmeysk, Petrovka, Sherbanovka, Dzerzhinsk, Shevchenko, Novolanovka, and Novotroitskoye of the Donetsk People's Republic. Repulsed 12 counterattacks by armed formations of the Ukrainian armed forces. The enemy lost up to 450 troops, 2 tanks, including a German-made Leopard, 3 infantry fighting vehicles, including a U.S.-made Bradley, and 4 armored personnel carriers, including 2 U.S.-made M113s, and a British-made Spartan, 2 armored fighting vehicles, 4 cars, a 203mm Pion self-propelled artillery unit, a 152mm D-20 gun, and a 105mm M101 howitzer made in the USA. Units of the East Group of Forces improved their tactical position, defeated the formations of 2 mechanized, motorized infantry brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Konstantinopol, Perabudova, and Zelenoy of the Donetsk People's Republic. We repelled a counterattack by the enemy assault group. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 160 servicemen, 4 vehicles, a 155mm self-propelled artillery unit Bogdana, and a 122mm self-propelled artillery unit Gvozdika. 122mm howitzer D-30 and 105mm howitzer L-119, made in Great Britain. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Antonovka, Pridniprovskoye, Nikolskoye, and Veletskoye in the Kherson region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost more than 80 servicemen, 2 vehicles, a 152mm D-20 gun, and an electronic warfare station. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian armed forces groups damaged the infrastructure of a military airfield, a fuel and lubricants depot of the Ukrainian armed forces, as well as concentrations of enemy manpower and military equipment in 148 areas. Air defense systems shot down 3 U.S.-made Mars multiple launch rockets and 104 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles, including 57 outside the Special Military Operation Zone. In total, since the beginning of the Special Military Operation, the following have been destroyed: 650 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 38,752 unmanned aerial vehicles, 590 anti-aircraft missile systems, 20,072 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,504 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 20,058 field artillery pieces and mortars, 29,603 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.